What's going on? Nature Gamer 7 here. Wanted to show off a game. It's called Contra. And this is a classic game. A lot of people actually know it for its NES counterpart, but it was actually originally released as an arcade game. And they have this game, it got released on the Xbox Live, I think back in like 2006 or 7. So it's been out for a while. And then in 2018, they ended up actually having this game as a deal where you could use it. It was on sale, and so the game was $2.50. And I thought, well, I'll just nab it up and have some fun. I'm much more familiar with the NES version of the game. I've only played this version of the game a handful of times, and I recently just adjusted the difficulty so it's the default difficulty. Played through the game yesterday, and what I like about the Xbox version of it is that you can adjust the difficulty and casually play through. You could do, let's see, I guess I'll just show you. So you've got your settings here, and you could do where you've got 7 lives and the difficulty is 1. And it's like, okay, that seems pretty easy. And I don't know exactly how they adjust the difficulty. Maybe it's enemies that spawn on the screen, bullets used by enemies. I don't know all of that. If you do default, then you can get the achievements this way. And so I'm just going to do the default difficulty. I do like having the original graphics and sound, so I'm going to turn that on. And I'm just going to play through the game a little bit. It is a run and gun shooting game. It's definitely more of a multiplayer game. It was actually known in the 80s as a very difficult NES game. And the arcade game is quite a bit easier. But the jumping mechanic I don't like as much in the arcade game. It felt a lot crisper and smoother in the NES version. But we'll just see how it goes. So as far as Contra goes, I would probably just give it an 8. Yeah, I'd say an 8, maybe 8.5. I definitely like the NES version more than the arcade version, but it's not bad. It's definitely a fun game to just play around. And what I like about it, with being able to adjust the difficulty, is you can, play a couple rounds with your buddies and stuff and still be good that way, which is nice. Normally Contra is a pretty hardcore game, and so you want to have, it's hard to introduce people to a game series that's so difficult. The arcade version is so much easier than the NES version. That makes things nice. Obviously, you have the Konami code, so that changes things too. But normally I don't use the Konami code, so I guess if you want to introduce people to the NES version that way, then I guess that works. but I typically don't do that. So yeah, I would say Contra's got, you know, 8.5. Yeah, 8.5 out of 10 is probably what I would give it. And especially at its price point at $2.50-ish, it's definitely hard to beat that. So if you've never played the original Contra, give it a shot. It's definitely worth playing, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.